Hey everyone, this is James and Liz.
Hey.
And this is probably going to be the first of many videos to come. We'll just tell you how we got to the point that we're at right now and give you a little brief synopsis on what's going to come. So, Liz and I met in culinary school about how long ago, babe?
I think 11, 12 years ago.
11, 12 years ago. And I've never been camping outside of the Marine Corps. First time I was ever in a tent was in boot camp. But when Liz and I met, we started camping quite a bit, tent camping all over Colorado, fly fishing and whatnot. And being an infantryman, my limbs aren't and joints aren't the way they used to be. So sleeping in a tent was just not cutting it anymore. So we decided during COVID, was it?
Yeah.
During COVID, we decided to get a travel trailer. And we couldn't beat the deal. We bought it outright. And we just camped and camped and camped. Every weekend we'd leave the restaurant that we used to own on a Sunday, head up to Gunnison, stay till Wednesday, come back and rinse and repeat. Work till Sunday, same thing, leave. And then the restaurant started getting busy, and this past year we really didn't go camping that much. I think we went once or twice.
Yeah.
You know, when it was really slow in the restaurant. So camping, we didn't camp as much as we wanted to. And once we were done with the restaurant, we decided that we were going to upgrade from the travel trailer to something bigger and something more suitable for full-time living. So we upgraded to a 2024 Jayco Pinnacle 38 FLGS. And it's absolutely amazing, and we'll do another video on the walkthrough and let you guys see everything. So we got the Jayco, but we purchased it about a month ago, right?
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, yeah.
About 3 weeks ago, a month ago. And we get set up to go do the walkthrough and pick it up. And the day comes and they call us, they're like, don't come. All right, so they told us that the stabilizer jack had to get replaced. So we're like, okay, at least it's happening while it's in their possession. Said it'd be, if they overnighted the part, they said it'd be about by the end of the week. End of the week comes, still not fixed. Next week comes, finally get it back. Not get it back, finally get another appointment to come do the walkthrough and pick it up. Same thing happens. They call us, tell us not to do it. Oh, well, your retractable power cord isn't working. The motor's not working, and we need to get you another motor. We can give you an extension cord, and you can just go do what you have to do. But, again, I didn't want that to happen in my possession, so leave it with them and let them deal with it. So they fixed that. Week and a half later, we get another appointment set up to go do the walkthrough, do everything looks good. We're driving down the road and we're getting this funky smell, brake burning smell. So I'm like, something's not right. And then I noticed that the Dexter tow assist light is not green, that it's green and orange, which means there's a fault. So I come to find out that the drum had seized up and ripped the Dexter tow assist cable off, and we had pretty much no brakes on that tire, on that axle. So, hold on while I navigate this real quick. Bring it back, they fixed it. They fixed that drum and that connector, and they fixed the same axle on the other side, on the passenger side. They fixed that connector and that drum because apparently they both seized up. So we're getting everything moved into the camper. We put it into storage because we couldn't get it onto our property because our driveway wasn't, the grade was too steep and we would bottom out. So we get into storage and we're just shuttling stuff back, and the storage is at a local KOA. And Liz had a good idea. Let's do a shakedown at the KOA. It's less than a mile from the house. And let's do a shakedown.
Oh, the glass window too.
What's that?
The slight shower. Yeah.
So go ahead, say it.
Yeah, so we ended up going inside and realizing that the shower, was that the stationary glass?
The stationary glass, yeah.
Completely shattered. And
Exploded in the shower, went down the drain.
Down the drain. It was a freaking mess. So then we called them back, and they're like, oh, we'll order you another part. Just put a shower curtain there. So then they thought that the door wasn't latched, but it was actually the stationary glass. And so they were going to get us, a replacement part. And then you could go on with the next fiasco.
So what was the next fiasco? We did the shakedown at KOA. Everything worked pretty much.
Yeah, and then the next morning, I woke up to grab my my makeup from under the sink and realized that it was wet. And then I looked down and I realized that the sink was leaking.
Oh, and speaking of the sink, what happened was, this is another thing, we got to backtrack a little. What happened was, before we even did the shakedown, we get to the storage unit, and there's icicles coming out of the bathroom faucet.
Yeah. But it said it was winterized.
Which, obviously, they didn't. So, when we hooked it up to the water, when we did our shakedown, we didn't notice the leak until
the next morning,
because everything looked fine. So we went to get something from under the sink, and luckily we had our towels.
I put all the towels under
each sink, because that absorbed everything. Nothing leaked down, nothing came to the floor.
Damage.
So it kind of saved from getting big water damage. So,
and it was both sinks that were leaking.
Yeah, both bathroom sinks. So our shakedown was the day before. We're supposed to go hunting in New Mexico. My buddy lives on our buddy lives on the Jicarilla Apache Reservation in Dulce, New Mexico. So we make our way out there. We get there, hook up. First night, everything's good. We put some blockers, some plugs.
Yeah, we picked those up on the way.
Yeah, at the camper place, and we picked it up at right off the highway. That's where the camper place is located, and we just continued on our trip. So we got there first night, everything was good, heat working. I mean, it was in the 20s, and the heat tanks did great, the heated bay, everything was great.
I think the only thing is that it was really hard thawing it out.
Yeah, it was hard to get the initial heat,
but by the next day it was
great.
Yeah.
So we went on our little journey, did some duck hunting, drove around the reservation. So we saw some nice stuff, and today, Monday, we're getting ready to leave, head back to Colorado, and I hook everything up, look at the Dexter tow assist just to make sure everything's all right.
And it wasn't.
And I had the green and amber light again. I was like, what the hell? And before we went on a trip, and when they fixed the tow assist cables and everything in the drums, I told Liz, I'm like, this is going to happen again, because they leave the wires hanging against the drum, which is the dumbest thing ever. Sure enough, I went underneath, and that was the case again. And it wasn't seized, the drum wasn't seized, it was just that the wire was rubbing, and it just melted. So we had to run to the supermarket, and
we had no cell service.
Yeah, no cell service.
So
whatsoever.
We had to drive like a half hour out of our way to go to get service. I had to call the dealership and just see if we could even work with it without voiding the warranty. And because they already had proof that they had fixed the other ones, that they're like, okay. So he went and talked to the mechanic. The mechanic was like, yeah,
just splice it.
You can splice it, and it should work. And he's like, the only way you're gonna know if the drums are seized is to actually do it and hook it up again. So that's where we were on that this morning. And
And we got up early. We were going to head out at sunrise. And
yeah, because we have there's snow going to be hitting the pass
Wolf
around
Creek Pass,
Wolf
yeah.
Creek Pass around 9 p.m. tonight, and we wanted to just make sure we get up and over, because long story short, we ended up getting stuck in a blizzard in, I think it was 2021, going over just in our Hyundai Palisade, and it was horrible. It took us 3.5 hours to get over. We thought we died on it.
Yeah.
You know, we were in
You
purgatory.
said we were in purgatory.
Yeah.
We died on it that night.
So we wanted to make sure we had enough time, plenty of time to get up and over the pass safely before we left.
So we went into town. And I have some splicers, but the handles were too long to maneuver underneath there. So I got a smaller set of splicers. I got some butt splicers to connect everything. And sure enough, thank God that we connected everything and everything went back to green and everything's working right now. We're not getting that funny smell like we got when the drum was seized up. So that's a plus right there. So now we're on our way back home.
Wish us luck.
To Peyton, Colorado, and yeah, we'll get you that video of the walkthrough of the